Welcome to Impact Duty. I'm your host, Manisha Dadlani Kripalani, bringing you empowering stories of friends and people I admire. Their voices have given me joy and the momentum to share their stories with you. Parinitaa Seth is a mother, actor, and a complete woman, proud of who she is and with no regrets. She has had over a decade and a half of experience on screen and over 300 ads to her name. We have seen her grace our screens in significant roles in shows like CID and recently in Prakash Jha's web series, Ashram. Hi, Parinitaa. Welcome to Impact Duty. How are you doing?
Hi. I am doing great, in fact. Just recovered from COVID and just finished Navratri, so I think I'm doing great. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, that's quite hectic, huh? So recovered from COVID, and obviously I knew you had the Navratris over there right now, which have just finished yesterday. How has that been different for you from the last 2 years?
Oh, this year we actually had human connections because the last 2 years we've been just doing it, the Navratras at home, and Navratra is all about praying, and yes, praying together with the families, going for dandiyas, and so this time there was a big celebration all over Mumbai, and it was really nice, seeing people, playing, garba and dandiyas and all dressed up and dancing and drums, and it went on till like last night and 12 o'clock. So it was so much fun to see the entire world celebrating life again.
Oh, totally. It's one of my favorite times in India, honestly, one of my favorite periods. And the festivities still go on. So we still have Diwali to come. So this is kind of like the little lull period between the big festivities. And I've managed to catch you for an interview. So I'm really looking forward to chatting with you because you've had over a decade and a half within the industry, the film industry, if I'm not mistaken. You've been on screen for about 15 years. And before that, doing a lot of modeling as well.
Right. You're absolutely right. Yes, it's been a long time and I still feel I'm a newcomer.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's been like, it's evolving so fast now. And thanks to the COVID, people are more, ready for the different kind of, experiencing television. Plus, the OTT platform has opened up. So, yes, it's quite a new thing now.
Totally. It's a new world altogether. But I'm actually going to take you back in time to how and when your journey began. So you're born and brought up in Bombay?
No. So I was born in Bhopal. I've been here more than 30 years. So, yes, I have a huge family here. And so now I've become a Mumbai person. So, very much now belong to Mumbai.
Excellent. And how did you enter the industry? So I know you were well into modeling. You've done so many modeling assignments, but how did that first break happen for you?
I've done more than 200 commercials, 300 commercials, in fact, now. And it started because I was blessed to have family in this field. But I started as a costume designer because I studied fashion. So when I was doing costume, they said, why don't you just, come in front of the camera? And that's how I came in front of the camera and then never looked back.
Wow. So what was your first ad?
My first ad was Amul Ghee. So I played from girlfriend, wife to mother to grandmother. So 4 generations of women. Yeah.
And obviously, then you've moved on to TV and you've been a big presence on our screens. How did that happen? How did that gradual move from modeling? Or was it a big move, not a gradual move?
No, it was a gradual move. I started enjoying being in front of the camera, and you do get pampered a lot, and so I said, why not? Slowly, when I started getting offers, I was very reluctant to do movies. Television was happening, and they had started some new channels, so I started my career on television with the show named Dil Kya Chahta Hai, which was on Star One. So It was a very different show. It was directed by the great director Saket Chaudhary,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a comedy. So it was a very not typical Saas Bahu thing, which I was very reluctant to do. So yes, that's how my journey in television started, and then it's like an addiction. You once you're in front of the camera, you just want to keep exploring yourself, because acting is all about, we do it in whether in front of the camera or whether we are in normal living. We meet different people, different masks. So yeah, in front of the camera, it was so much fun, and I really enjoyed it.
Yes. And currently, we've seen you in Prakash Jha's Ashram. How did that role happen for you? Because it's a very different role to what you've taken on in the past. So how did that come about?
Oh, I was totally blessed. I was just asked from one of those casting directors, Shruti Mahajan. I got a call from there, and that's how my journey started. I auditioned for it, and then I met Mr. Prakash Jha, the legend. And yeah, that's how it's happened.
Excellent. Excellent. Was it very hard to take on this different role?
Initially, I was a little reluctant, but if you're under the wings of Mr. Jha, he makes sure that you're comfortable. We were trained with the language, with our body language, to everything. So he's a legend, and he just made sure all his actors really perform well.
Mm-hmm. He brings out the best in you.
Oh, completely. And he makes you, I think he's the best because he makes you so comfortable. And an entire team of Ashram, we never felt that we were working with Mr. Jha. Plus, obviously, he had the respect and love. And plus, Bobby Deol, he was a star, and everybody became like friends. We were all woven together so beautifully in the show. Plus, behind the cameras, it was really nice.
Yes. Yes. And as you mentioned, there's Bobby Deol in Ashram as well. So we have seen a change in TV serials from the traditional scenario of Saas Bahu roles, and just traditional TV has changed. How do you believe there are changes? What have been changes for you to these web platforms and OTT? And are there any advantages and disadvantages, in your opinion?
The OTT has opened up, the Indian mind, because we were so used to watching the typical, family dramas, which was also important, that's how the television industry started. But it was a high time we evolved, So because of the OTT platform and because of the COVID, people got limited stuff to watch, so we started accepting, the new characters, the new storyline, the new life, actually, but because we live we Indians, we have an issue of living in closed doors and not accepting the world, at times,
Right.
And the world is changing very fast. And you need to understand the relationships also. So now I think everybody's opening up, seeing the world in different light. And the OTT has a big, big hand in it. And to opening up the minds of people and it's being more accepting to different stories.
I agree with that. And to be very honest, I also think there's the added element of connecting us globally. I've never watched the amount of Indian content that I have watched in these last 2 years. And that's predominantly because of these platforms. And it's the kind of content that's coming out as well. So we know there are advantages, both as a viewer, both as an actor. However, is there any disadvantages?
See, then there are the advantages and the disadvantages. That's how the life balances, right? So, yeah, there are, but it's okay. It's fine. It's too much of exposure for an actor also. And now because of the Netflix went through a bad phase. Now, right now, the Indian entire OTT platform is going through a revamping the entire thing. So the content is coming. They were bombarding it with so many good stuff that suddenly there was none also India is facing right now.
Right.
So I think, it's again an evolving period. Right. And for actors plus for the writers and the makers. So suddenly when it got high last 2 years, now it's going little low, but it'll pick up. So yeah, that's what it is.
Thank you. And I'm going to take you back to your role, your current, your last role, which is Sadhvi Mata in Ashram. So most of your roles have had a positive side to them, or they've had positive undertones. But this one had some negative undertones. I mean, you're not clear-cut, good girl kind of thing. And you also donned a sari for most of this role, which is very different from, the glamorous Parinitaa that we see in other roles. So I'm going to take you to both getting into character and explaining what were your challenges with this last role that you did, and also taking on the whole sari that's become part of your identity. A lot of people have been commenting on that. So tell us more.
So yes, when I was offered this by Mr. Jha, when I went to meet him, I asked him, how do you want me to prepare for this character? So and the walk and the style of the character. So he says, I see exactly. You don't need to change much. And it got me a little listening. Like, really? Like, he's like, no, that's what we want. We want her to be, more authoritative, because she is, she's got that little shade of that. Like, okay. Then when we came to the costume trials, then, the sari bit. So for me, it was difficult a little bit, because, saris we don't wear in day-to-day life. And when we, and that to a look like that. And he wanted a very plain look, no makeup, because it's kind of you're living in ashram and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so it was just the rehearsals which we did with him, and the kind of training he did. It was comfortable and nice. But yeah, from seeing the glamorous, which I am, because we all become, so I won't call it westernized, but that's become a comfort zone, comfort clothing. You normally in skirts, you normally in dresses, you don't wear sari. Sari takes a time to break, because now we've forgotten how to do that. So it was difficult for me to walk initially. And we were shooting in time, and it was 3 degrees at 6 degrees.
Ouch.
But it's all open, and but it was fun. And I really learned a lot from Mr. Jha and the entire team. And yeah, playing negative is a lot of fun. Really? A lot of fun. Yeah. We all have that streak, and we always cover it up by saying that, no, and I'm good and I'm this. But it's fun. It's fun to, fire somebody and, abuse a bit. So yeah, it was nice.
Wonderful. And apart from Prakash Jha, that has been a recent inspiration for you, have there been other role models and inspirational figures in or out of the industry for you?
Role models, so obviously, you're born in, your parents become your first role models. So yes, my dad and my mom both. And then when you're growing up, I always enjoyed watching Shabana Azmi. So in fact, Mr. Prakash Jha did tell me once, he's like, your thing is like, one sentence like, yeah, Shabana Azmi, this is baal banati, waise aap baal banati. So I was like, wow, she was, I always loved her. And my role model, I think Jennifer Lopez. I love the way she is. At this age of, I love the way she carries herself, as a woman of substance, she's handling the work, the child, the glamour, everything. So yeah, that's what I see myself. I would love to do that. Be that.
Wow. Yes, that's definitely a role model. I think a role model for many of us women, because it's not just the external. The external is fabulous on Jennifer Lopez, but she really is a dynamic woman.
Completely, I agree that. And in India, we have a lot of women, But yeah, we're from the glamour industry, so we do see, Jennifer and, a lot of women,
Yeah. And that brings me to social media. So social media is what connected us. I'm trying to think about where I really kind of spotted and reached out to you from. I think there was an ad you posted recently, or actually a couple of months ago. It was the back to work ad, and there was a gentleman cutting vegetables in front of his computer screen, and it was the whole dynamic of getting back to an actual office space. So I think that really made me laugh out loud, and that's why I reached out to you. But social media has played a big role in your life, as I can see. How do you think it's changed who you are, and how essential do you think a social media presence is to stay relevant in any industry, in your industry?
Oh, it's become very important, really important, like how you connected with me through Insta. It's people are, they're living only on social media.
Mm.
And yeah, it's very, very important. As an actor, we are at times been asked that how many followers do you have, and they follow us to see, what all work we do. 2 months back, when I was not keeping well, I did not post things, and I kept on getting messages that why aren't you posting? Because I got totally overwhelmed by the entire reality that this is not real. Mm-hmm. But actually, this is real because the work happens here. I read a lot on Insta and on Twitter, and then your books have become less. Mm-hmm. And your knowledge is increasing. It's not that it's not increasing, but if you take it, if you go in the right direction, if you're following the right pages, but it has the drawbacks, and as I said, that's how the balance of life, the evil and the good. So it has both, and about how it has changed me. I've become more open or able to connect with people. Earlier, I've always worked in front of the camera, but for me to connect with people, I was always, I like my, space, and I would not do that and not meet people. But now suddenly I think so it's the age, and plus Insta has suddenly made me, open up, with the random people. Mm-hmm. and realize that the world is not bad. It's nice.
Yes.
And yeah, it's they're genuine people, and it's nice. You learn from each other so much. So yes, this platform is very good. Now like how much ever we told our kids not to be on the phone and the laptops and the entire web, but now I think so everything is here. That's how it is. That's how it is. Mm-hmm. The new life.
It is. And I guess you just have to balance the negative with the positives. And you've seemed to do that really well. Back to TV, Parinitaa. Lots of roles for women right now on these new platforms. Do you think there's enough roles, good content roles for women? How challenging is it? How competitive is it? I mean, your opinion about the new scenario of traditional TV versus platforms.
So, the world, as I said, that has changed. So they're accepting women to be more stronger. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They want to portray this also. So now you'll see a lot of women-oriented shows. Mm-hmm. The women are the pilots, flying this entire thing. So it's a lot of work for women. And the women-oriented stuff is getting stronger, and it's nice, and it's not demeaning, to touch in the, covering your head. See, that's what made us Indians, okay? And we had those rules and regulations, we did that. But now the time is changing, and we women also need to change and, spread your wings and, take a flight and come back to your nest and do things. Mm-hmm. But now this is what is happening, and the media is doing that. And it's challenging to balance, but it's really good. As we said, Jennifer Lopez, and we have so many other women, and myself.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I love that you put yourself in that category. Wonderful.
Yes.
And, taking us to theater and reality shows, is that something that's in the pipeline? Would you be open to doing theater or being part of a reality show?
Oh, yes. I did a theater a few years back. It's a different high altogether. When I was not doing television, it was a process of me learning more acting and more real and being in front of the people. So theater is a different high altogether. So yes, I would love to go back. And the other one you said is
reality shows. So Big
oh,
Boss or I'm not quite sure about what else. Dancing with I don't know, all the dance ones that
yeah,
happen.
yeah. And there are a lot of reality shows. Yes, something to do with adventure. I would love to do that.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes. Adventure is something that I would love to,
Are you
that's a
very
part.
sporty?
Yeah, I am. I am. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And yes, I would love to do that. Big Boss, I don't know. I would love to live with people in close places and see the politics. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The politics of Ashram moved to the politics of Big Boss. That
Oh
kind of
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a new interaction, no? So it's quite a lot of fun, to meet people and then the new challenges with them.
Yeah, yeah, Parnita. And have you seen anything on TV here in India, Indian content, or in the West that you think you would have wanted to enact, or a role that you thought, wow, that's fabulous?
There's so many, recently I'm just binge watching Virgin River on
Ah,
Netflix.
oh, yes.
Yes, so I love Mel's character, the
Uh,
lead, the lady. So I love that. Then Game of Thrones, why not? The queen, I've forgotten her name. What was her name? The
Cersei, or you mean the Wicked Queen?
Cersei.
Yes.
Cersei. Yes, so her character, and in the Indian tabloid, we have quite a lot. Shifali Shah, I love the way she does her role and all her kind of stuff. I wish I could just do similar stuff to what she does.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, there are a lot of work.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. I just finished watching Delhi Crime a week ago, the second season. Oh, wow.
Oh,
I'm
she's
blown away.
this, and
Absolutely.
even yeah, they're really good. They're really good shows, and even the human which she did was really good. The one with the doctors, I'm really bad with the names, but she's
Yes,
amazing.
I think I know what you mean, but even I don't have the name off the top of my head. But she did a
Right.
movie recently with Vidya Balan as well. That was phenomenal.
She's an amazing actor, and it's to perform like that is kind of my dream at the moment. So yes.
Yes, yes. So I'm really glad that women of substance are getting their place in the sun right now. I'm really, really very happy. And I'm looking forward to watching the last season of Ashram. So season 3 has come out.
No, it hasn't.
It's coming out.
Season three, you saw. Season
No,
four is gonna.
oh, really? No, I still haven't reached season 3 yet.
No, it's just you saw season one, the two parts,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so two has come with the two parts. Will come. The third part has come. The
Wow.
fourth part is going to come soon, which we've already.
Excellent. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. And what else do we hope to see from Parinita in the near future,
So
personally or on screen? It could be either way.
So soon, you'll see me in another show, which is where I'm playing not out and out negative, but yes, I have shades of dark shade. So yes, which I'm looking forward to now. It's been delayed. It was 2 months back. It's supposed to be on air, but now because I told you the entire OTT platform is going through a turmoil. So I think so. And coming month, you'll see me soon on MX.
Wonderful.
So,
Do you
yes, that's
think
what.
there's anything that you regret not taking on? Something that came along and you said no to, and you thought, oh, maybe I should have done that, connecting the dots backwards.
Oh no, thank God, nothing in my life which has happened that way where I have any regrets. No.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, blessed. Thank you.
So, Parinita, with that, I'll say goodbye to you, but I'll also say thank you very, very much. It's been an absolute delight speaking with you today. I'm really glad we've had our conversation, and I'm wishing you all the very best in your future.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It was really my pleasure and I really enjoyed. Thank you.
Take care.